Alright, today we're going to start our discussion about area. An area is just a 2D space that is taken up by both having length and width. So when we look at an object like the objects underneath each one of these different grids, we can see that each one has a certain amount of area. Now, typically when we're measuring an area, we're going to use things like centimeters, meters and millimeters and kilometers, as well as we did with length, but the difference is they're not going to be just in one dimension, they're going to be in 2 dimensions. So because of this, we need to have them be squared. What this essentially means is unlike a regular centimeter, a square centimeter is like this. It is a centimeter multiplied by a centimeter. Alright, so it's actually going to take up an amount of area. Now, if we look at the question for this particular one, we have a area underneath a grid, but we don't actually have any units. So we're going to make up the units for these ones, and we're just going to call them, instead of centimeters, we're going to call them just units squared. So for our first one, the easiest way to do this is to either count them up individually or just multiply, but for this particular exercise we'll just count them up. So in our first one we have 4 along the top, and we have 4 beneath it and 4 again. So we have 3 groups of 4. So 3 groups of 4 is going to be 12. Now 12 what? Because we don't know the exact measurements of these, we're just going to put units or units squared for squared units. Alright, looking at B, we have one column of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, another column of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so we're at 10, 11, 12. 12 units squared again. And if we look at C, we have a bit of an odd shape, but it can essentially be broken up into some more groups of columns. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 here, 1, 2, 3, 4 here, so we're 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So 18 units squared there as well. Now, another way of doing these types of questions is to break them up into essential groups, and then from those groups you can of course multiply, right? So here we have ultimately gotten 3 groups of 4 and then 1 group of 6. Totally valid way of completing this question as well. Alright, here's one for you guys to practice, so just give the video a pause, give the questions a go, and then I'll solve them. The goal of this question is to determine the area that's being taken up by each shape, and then ultimately tell me which one is taking up the most area. Alright, let's get started. So for our first one, A, we have our shape 1 and we have our shape 2. So let's see which one of these has the greater area. Now if we look here, we have 3 groups of 3, so shape 2 is going to be 9 units squared. And if we look at the first one, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 groups of 4, so 8 units squared. So which one has the greater amount of area? Well, it's going to be shape 2. So shape 2. Alright, let's look at B. So for B, we got these rows of 3. 1, 2, 3, and 4 rows of 3. So for S1, 4 groups of 3 is going to be 12 units squared. And for our second one, we have 1, 2, 3 groups of 3. So S2 is going to be 9 units squared. And because of this, shape 1 has the greatest amount of area. Alright, looking at this one here, for our first shape, we have 1, 2, 3 groups of 3 here, and then 1 more down here. So we've got actually 4 groups of 3, so shape 1 is going to again have 12 units squared. Now shape 2 has a bit of a different situation, has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups of 1, and then another group of 6 here as well. So we're 6 times 2, we're already at 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So S2 is equal to 16 units squared, which means that shape 2 is our larger amount of area. Alright, that's it for this video. Hope it was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.